everyone, welcome to another Scrap With Me episode. I told you after we'd done that woven frame that I was going to show you how I'd use it in the layout. As you can see, I've framed one of the photos of me and my youngest daughter in there. And so now I'm going to show you how to use it in the layout. So the layout I'm actually using is from the website, the Close to My Heart website. I printed off a whole bunch of Becky's sketches, and I'm actually going to be using this bottom one here. It's a 8 photo layout. It says number 28, but I don't know if you'll be able to find it the same way. But anyways, this is the layout we're using. Okay, so you're going to need your 2 base papers. You'll need your woven frame, which we did in the tips and techniques tutorial. You're going to need 6 pictures that are cut at 3 by 3, and I've matted each of my pictures on a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 mounting as well. So that's what you'll want there. Then also I have 6 rectangles that are cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and I've got them in 3 different colors, 2 of each. As well, you need your main photo, and I've taken my 4 by 6 photo, I've mounted it on a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 frame, and I've also then added a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 mount as well. So it's double mounted, as you can see there. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to add a little bit of texture to the back of this. I'm going to be using my stamps. For that, I'm going to take my cutting mat and actually flip it over. This back side is nice and soft, so it's really perfect for adding stamps because the stamps just take so much better on a soft surface as well. So the other thing is I'm using this stamp set. It's the Key to My Heart stamp set, and it's actually was a reward stamp set in January, but you can also use anything that really has a flourish. So let me just get set up with that. Okay, so I've got my 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 stamping block and this flourish here. I'm actually going to use this little ink spot to ink it up because my full ink pad is on its way. I've realized how much I love tulip ink, and so I bought it. But yeah, so we're just going to stamp in one corner of the layout here. Press firmly, but don't rock it, and lift. And that didn't quite work, so I'm just going to line it up again. That's the good thing about these see-through stamps. And push firmly one more time. There, that's much better. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing on my other page in the top corner, the other corner, and I'm actually going to use a slightly different flourish. I guess a viney pattern, not really a flourish technically. So there's this other one that comes in the Key to My Heart stamp set, so I'm just going to ink that up with the tulip again. And remember, we're using That's Amore paper set, so the tulip ink goes really well with that. Alright, and so I'm going to put this one in this other top corner here. Push firmly. There we go. Alright, so now that we've got our pages with a little bit of stamping to accentuate the background, we're going to set up our photos. So we'll start with these photos down at the bottom of the page. And I've chosen 3 patterns, but when you line them up, if I was you, I probably wouldn't line them up in exactly the same order on both pages. I think it would look a little bit repetitive. So I switched the order just a little bit on one of my pages. So you can see I have cocoa tulip, and then the pattern, and then cocoa pattern, and then tulip. Anyways, it's up to you what you like. You could also choose to do only 2 patterns or all of the same pattern, depending on what your supplies are. Okay, so now we've got our bottom rectangles all lined up, and those are where our photos are going to be. So now we'll just attach our photos. so that's looking good. I'm gonna actually take my mat out here. So now we're going to do our main photos. And again, the reason that we did this woven frame, one of the reasons is because when you need a 5x5 photo, but don't have a 5x5 photo to fill the space, this woven frame can actually add size to your photo by adding a mount. So you can see here in the pattern that I'm using, you can see that it actually asks for a fairly large square photo, and I didn't have one. So this little mat is going to do the trick in Jiffy. So I'm just going to fix that there, and then our main photo here. Okay, that is coming together nicely. Okay, so I actually want to add space for a journaling block, and one of the nice things about Close to My Heart stamps is they do have stamps that are really good for journaling, that have lines and everything like that. And in this Key to My Heart set, they actually have this little journaling block, and I think I'm actually going to do that in the Cocoa instead. Don't have the chocolate ink, but Cocoa is pretty close. Alright, so I want to make sure I get full coverage here. That's the nice thing about clear stamps too, is I can really see where the ink is. When I hold it up to light, I can look through and see where the ink is thick or thin or whatever. So I'm gonna just, let's see which way. This way? This way, yeah, this way. Okay, so I think I'm gonna add it a little off-centered here. All right, so I've got my basic layout, a little spot for journaling, and I'm ready to embellish. So I have this sheet in blush of some die cuts. You can kind of see there. And I think I'm going to pop out some of these hearts to use on my layout. And the nice thing about these die cuts is they're textured. So while my paper is not textured, they'll add a little bit of a different feel to the paper, some different texture and variety. So let's see. Take out some of those little hearts. And this one too. Right here. That one. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. And I also have some ribbon, so I'm going to put this somewhere. I'm not really sure where. I'm just kind of going with the flow here. Come on, out you come. Out you come. There we go. And this one. Oh, Love Forever. Love Cherish. Maybe that would be fun. Yeah, that would be pretty cute. And I have lots, so it can go across both pages like that. And maybe a little ribbon tie around there. Okay, so I'm going to put this ribbon on here. Okay, that looks good. All right, and let's do these little hearts. You know what, I actually think I'm going to make this one into a tulip heart. So I'm just going to brush it quickly in the tulip ink, like this. There. There. And then it picks up so nicely on the texture of the paper, but also makes it a little darker, so it just coordinates with the layout that much better. Alright, so let's get those adhered. I think I just need to add a title here, and I'm pretty much good to go. Alright, well, thanks for seeing another scrap with me, and I hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye!